12. It takes Clea 60 seconds to walk down an escalator when it is not operating, and only 24 seconds to walk down the escalator when it is operating. How many seconds does it take Clea to ride down the operating escalator when she just stands on it? So operating just means it's moving versus not moving. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with this equation. Distance is equal to speed times time. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm traveling 50 miles per hour for 2 hours. My distance would be 100 miles. Okay, it's a pretty straightforward example that shows how this equation works. So this is distance, speed, and time. Okay, so we're going to work mainly with this equation to talk about what Clea is doing. So when the escalator is not operating, when it's not moving, we know the distance is equal to c. We're going to call this is Clea's walking speed. Times the time. Well, they give us the time, it's 60 seconds. The distance we don't know. We don't know the distance of the escalator. Okay, so that's for not moving. When it's moving, when it's operating, the distance, which is the same, we still don't know it, but the distance of the escalator is the same. We're going to have some speed times 24 seconds. And that speed, I'm going to call it c plus e. The e is the escalator speed. Right? She's walking plus the escalator is moving, and so this is going to be the speed combined, right? And so that's for when it's moving. All right. So we can use these two facts to basically find E in terms of C. Because these distances are the same, we could say D equals D. Therefore, C times 60 has to be the same as C plus E times 24. And I'm just going to solve for E in terms of C. So let's call this 60C equals, this is going to distribute 24C plus 24E. I'm going to take away 24C from both sides. You're going to get 36C equals 24E. Take that up here. So 36C equals 24E. I'm going to just solve for E in terms of C. So divide both sides by 24. And E is equal to, I'll just turn that into a decimal, why not? 36 divided by 24, 1.5C. So what this means is the escalator is moving 1.5 times faster than Clea when she just walks. Okay. So now we need to find the time it's going to take the escalator essentially to move its distance. for the escalator to move its distance, we're going to rearrange this formula. If d equals s times t, then if I divide both sides by s, I get d over s equals t. Okay, so now if we know that she goes down the escalator in 60 seconds, we know that she goes down the escalator in 60 seconds, so d divided by c is equal to 60. D divided by c is equal to 60. If I divide both sides by 1.5, so I put a 1.5 here, and I divide this by 1.5, I'm going to get d over 1.5 c is equal to, this is going to be 40. And the reason I divided by 1.5 was because I knew E is equal to 1.5c. So this is really E. So this right here is the time that it takes her to go down the escalator while it's moving, but she's not walking. Notice that we were able to do all this without ever knowing D, and we never really even knew C or E. We just were able to find the relationship between C and E, and therefore, knowing those times, we could find that final time. So, 40 seconds.